Hi guys, as you know, BB cares about you. We know there's a lot of talk about free money and small businesses. Since most of you are a small business, we want to make sure that you take advantage of the wonderful opportunity being offered to you by the Small Business Administration, also known as SBA. Before we start, we must make the following disclaimers. Bronner Brothers is not responsible for funding, approving, or granting any loans offered through SBA. Bronner Brothers is not assisting you with the completion of an application. We're just making sure it doesn't scare you away because most of you would qualify. Let's get started. This is the CARES Act on page 66 under EIDL, which is Economic Injury Disaster Loan. You have to be a small business with 500 employees or less, or any individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees or as an independent contractor. If you are any of these, then you would qualify. The SBA is waiving a lot of the rules that are normally required so that they can get you relief quickly, and it looks like if you were in business at least by January 31st of 2020 this year, then you would qualify. In addition, it is most likely that the administrator may not review any documents and they will rely solely on your credit score for their decision. This means they're not requesting tax documents. The verification process is self-certification, meaning you will have to certify that you are giving the correct information on the application. We are not positive that they will produce the money as fast as they say they will, but within 3 days after the administrator receives an application, an applicant usually can receive the money. This application is super easy and should not take more than 5 minutes. Let's get started. After watching this video, click here for a direct link to the application located above this video on our webpage. You will be directed straight to page 1 of the application. Once at the first page of the application, you will need to meet one of the eligible entity verification requirements. We'll just check off applicant is a business with no more than 500 employees. Some of you are the second one. Applicant is a sole proprietorship with or without employees or an independent contractor. But these are the main two ones. Choose whichever one below applies to you. If none of these in the list apply to you, then you do not qualify and cannot apply for this loan. The second half is the certification. All of the boxes must be true, and you will have to check them all to qualify. If there is one that you cannot check, then you are not eligible. The continue button will not turn a darker color if you are unable to check them all. Here, you will enter the business legal name. We'll put Lee's Company Incorporated. The trade name would simply be Lee's or Lee's Company. Enter your EIN or your Social Security number, whichever one you use for business. Your organization type would be independent sole proprietorship, S corporation, whatever type of small business you are. Are you a nonprofit? Most of you would choose no. Most of you are not a franchise, so you would select no here as well. Then you will enter your gross revenues, which is the sum of all income before taxes for the 12 months prior to January 2020. The cost of goods sold would go here. If you don't have any, you would simply put 0. If you are a small business that rents salon suites or other properties, Airbnb, long-term rentals, etc., then you would enter an amount, but we're going to put 0. We're going to complete these sections, but you don't need any of this information unless it really pertains to you. We're going to skip down to the business address. You will need to also enter the company start date. Then enter how long the current owner has been the owner. If you started the company, then both dates would be the same. Under business activity, most of you will choose health services and then the related detailed activity. But for this example, we'll select business services and then none of the below. Number of employees would include you if you are a W-2 employee. If you're paying yourself and submit a W-2, then you are an employee. If that's the case, then add 1 to your total number of employees to include yourself. If you personally do not receive a W-2, then you are not an employee. In this case, we will use 0. Click on Next and go to the next page. Is your business owned by a business entity? For most of you, since you are a startup business, your answer would be no. Put all of your basic information here. If you have additional owners, you will add them here. Choose Next. Under Additional Information, read each section and answer them based on how they apply to you. If anyone assists you when completing the application, then complete this section. Do not enter Bronner Bros. Or any of its agents or employees, as we are not and will not be assisting you in completing your individual application. Scroll down and be sure to check, I would like to be considered for an advance up to $10,000. Enter your banking information. Of course, the information I'm entering is just random. Read the statement in its entirety and check, I hereby certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States that the above is true and correct. Then click Next. You will be able to see a summary of everything you filled out. Click the box that you're not a robot and then click Submit. I can't submit as the information is not accurate. So as you can see, it's that quick and that easy. You will receive a confirmation number on the next page. Be sure to print it out, write it down, take a picture of it, because you will not receive a confirmation email with that information on it, and you will need your confirmation number. You will only receive an email once your application starts the process. Bronner Brothers continues to pray for everyone in the fight against this virus, from those with the disease to our healthcare workers, to those who have experienced the loss of a loved one during this time, and to those of you just trying to make ends meet. We love you, and it is our prayer that we will see each of you healthy and safe this August.